Hey, what's up guys? It's Stuart here. Over the bank holiday weekend, I decided to take Apollo to Canary Wharf for a little walkabout, and I thought I'd bring you guys along with us. But just because it's bank holiday weekend, it doesn't mean we don't take him out in the morning for an hour to the park. So beforehand, I checked what kind of things there were that we could do, and we had a bit of a plan. But I do want to mention that usually there are quite a few things that you can normally do in Canary Wharf, especially things to see. And this time there was an Easter egg hunt kind of thing and a recycled whale, both which were free to go and see, by the way. So come along with us, see how we get on. Let me know in the comments if there are any other areas in London which would be good to take your dog or you want to see Apollo maybe explore. And also, heads up, I did take my mic, but unfortunately, sometimes for some magical reason, it just didn't connect. So that's my bad. Right, so we wanted to start a journey with the DLR to show you guys how we commute on the train, well, I guess the automated train, which the DLR is, but we didn't realize that there were works going on. So I guess that's on me for not planning ahead, but I wasn't going to stop us. So we decided to take the bus. So here we go. With Apollo, I can't really complain. He's really good on public transport. That's train, bus, the whole shebang. The only thing he probably hasn't done is a boat. But luckily, it's not that long of a journey on the bus either way to get into Canary Wharf from where we are. So we're at the bus stop, waiting for the bus. On this day, it was pretty warm, so he was already panting a little bit here and there. But he does pretty well waiting around, waiting for the bus, and then to get on the bus. But anyway, we make our journey there. We had to go to the back of the bus at one point because there was buggies coming on. So you done really well to go to the back of the bus and kind of get into a little area where he is now. But anyway, we make it to Canary Wharf and our first stop is the big whale. And this was made of all kinds of recycled plastics. And apparently it's made up of 5 tons of plastic waste pulled out of the ocean. They even had a shoe in there, which I could have used. They should have let me know. So we've made it to the Right, so we've made it to the first checkpoint. The whale. Whale's got all kinds of shit. Trainers, balloons, water bottles. There's a lot of crates and canisters and stuff. But yeah, we made it to the first thing. Now we're gonna go and look for Easter eggs. On a little hunt. But yeah, we'll check you in. Check in later. Once we had a look at the whale, Apollo then took some pictures. We filmed a little bit. We then found our way to some Easter eggs after also Apollo got greeted by some people on the street. He does get quite a few stares, I think more because of his color, and then he's got an interesting face, which is like, you know, a lab, but he's obviously mixed with other things. So a lot of people ask, oh, is he friendly, and want to pay him. But what can I say? He's the main character here. So yeah, we were off to find these eggs, and these eggs were pretty interesting and they were pretty big. Some and most of them, I think all of them actually, had some form of art on them. And here's me and Apollo along some of them. He's having a good time whilst we're out there, to be fair. So in total, there's about 18 eggs. And once, actually, this is pretty cool. Once the exhibition's finished, all of the eggs will be up for auction. And this is to raise funds for the elephant family, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I believe if you do want to go, I believe there's an app where you can tick off these eggs and you might be able to win a prize, I think. And you tick them off as you go. I think we saw some people using it, but for us, the app was broken. So we had to basically manually go on a map. There's a map online which you can check around and tick off each one as you go along. But yeah, we pretty much walked all around Canary Wharf looking for these eggs. So it took us about, I'd say maybe 2 hours, maybe a little bit over. And it was a pretty nice day to do so. Like, it was quite sunny. It was a bit windy, that's the only thing. And luckily, Canary Wharf has a lot of different bits of green areas and nice places to walk. So like there's, you know, a place by the water where, you know, you can stroll around. There's some green patches, which, you know, ideal for dogs. And I find it surprising, but in some of these areas, they had these like dispensers for poo bags. Obviously, your dedicated poo bin, but it was quite nice to see. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, a lot of areas and even the shopping place underground is dog friendly. And as long as your dog's on a lead, it should be fine. So here we are walking, taking the lift because Apollo's pretty heavy to carry on the escalators. Plus, he's a bit of an odd character when it comes to the escalator. I remember one time we took him to on the train, on the tube, and to get down or up. And then we went down on the manual stairs when we obviously got to the train, but then coming out of the tube at the other end, it was escalators up. And I wanted to see what he'd do if I'd let him on. But it was interesting because I don't know if you recognize there were stairs, but he just stood stiff and he wouldn't get up or move. So I had to pick him up. But yeah, so in these cases, I just pick him up. So it wasn't too bad. And plus there were some other eggs down there. So we took a quick trip down, lift, and it was pretty cool. After that, we came back up to surface, I guess. And in the area, there are these people things. So we decided to sit him in the middle, and they're all scattered, to be fair. I think in this one area opposite the Jubilee entrance, I believe, the main big entrance into Canary Wharf. So there are these people scattered around. And yeah, I thought it looked pretty funny, to be fair. So there he is. Then we continued our Easter egg hunt. Like I said, there's quite a few Easter eggs. So we continued and we walked up and then went through a building, and to be fair, in the last spot that we went to, there's this place called the Crossroad Place, rooftop garden, which again is dog friendly. And to be fair, most of the time I was pretty surprised on how dog friendly the area is. So yeah, it's a pretty nice area, got all kinds of plants, seating around. It's a nice place to just chill out. Obviously, if you've done a lot of walking, you can come up there, just chill with the plants. Obviously, if you've got hay fever, I've got hay fever, make sure you take a hay fever tablet, just in case. But yeah, there was, I think, 2 other Easter eggs up there as well, so we could walk around, and there was a few other dogs up there as well. It was quite busy, to be fair, but we done quite a good thing, because after that, directly at the bottom or underneath, there's a few food spots, and a few of them are dog friendly. But after this point, it was getting pretty close to lunchtime, so we decided to go to Sticks and Sushi. This I checked up beforehand, so I went to Canary Wharf has got a website, so you can go onto there and check what different restaurants are dog friendly. I think Sticks and Sushi is friendly. There's this place called Market Hall, which is friendly. There's also, I think, Shake Shack is friendly, but I'll leave it in the description below which ones are dog friendly, where you can go. The people were very, very welcoming, the staff. So we sat down, they gave him some water. They sat us down somewhere where we had a decent amount of space. He isn't obviously the smallest, and I feel like I find that a lot of dogs who go to these kind of areas are more like the smaller kind of size. But they were completely fine with it. They even sat us a little bit away. And also Apollo did surprise us whilst we were there. So towards the end, I tied him up to the chair leg because I didn't want to be holding the lead whilst we were eating and stuff. And it was pretty good. She just laying there most of the time. And towards the end, as we were paying, I must have not been paying attention, and somehow he got loose off the chair leg. Keep in mind, I tied this double time. So he got loose. I don't know how. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel a pull or anything like that. So one of the staff ended up bringing a dog back, and I looked down because, I have to keep Apollo in check just in case. You don't know what's going to happen with other dogs. As I looked down, he's not there. And the staff member, I didn't realize he was bringing Apollo back to me. And then everyone starts laughing. I did not realize at all. All he wanted to do, I'm assuming, is get the leftovers off the floor and stuff. But no, they were pretty chill. So yeah, definitely a highlight of the day. He was probably grabbing a bit of food for himself as well. Anyway, after that, we started to head back and jumped on the bus again. We ran a little bit because we thought we were going to miss the bus. Ended up being a rail replacement, but just behind it was the right bus. But yeah, it was all good. So we didn't miss it. And we ended up near home. But he was pretty tired and chill after a busy day out for him, pretty much. So it's not usually that we take him out like that. A lot for a long period of time. Most of the time it's on the weekends and stuff like that. But I do want to do it a little bit more often and take him to these dog-friendly places, restaurants, etc. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys a bit of Canary Wharf, how dog-friendly it is, how easy it is to get around if you need to get there. Obviously, there is a DLR, which works, but not this weekend. Obviously, they had planned works. And we wanted to show you how easy it is to get some food if you want to get some food. A lot of dog-friendly spots, a lot of things to see. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of these kind of videos in the comments below. Any feedback is appreciated, and I'm thinking of doing them some more. I quite enjoy going out with Apollo in general in public. He's pretty good. But yeah, let me know, and bye.